Chapter 52. The cat is back. It's very big news around here, at least to me. Sadu is allergic, so Cheddar is going to live with us in number 28. For now. I'm obsessed with this cat, and it's working out because Cheddar is sort of obsessed with me, or at least very interested, which in the world of felines counts as obsessive behavior. The cat sleeps on my bunk of the Semper Fi beds, tucked inside the curl of my body. He wheezes once he's really asleep. When I get up early to go to the bathroom, I see the cat move his crooked tail in his sleep. His paws twitch. He's running. I would like to see those dreams. Cheddar waits on the ledge of the front window for me to come home from the salon in the afternoon. Or maybe he just enjoys the view, but it certainly looks like he sits with a sense of expectation. I have my life savings in a metal box under my bed. I've tried to contribute each week for food costs. I think of it as a reverse allowance, but Patty refuses to accept the money. I try to get Dell to take some, and he also says no. His no isn't as solid as her no, but he gets the point across. So today is the first time I'm spending any of my cash. I go to the pet store on 7th Street. I pick out a lime green breakaway safety cat collar. It is highly reflective and glows in the dark. I pay an extra $2 to have Cheddar seared into the bendable plastic. I add Patty's phone number, not Dell's, for emergencies. I also insist that the collar have a bell. Cats in the wild do so much destruction to the bird population. But I think that if Cheddar has his way, the cat will never set foot on anything but carpet for the rest of his life. I've left the door open, and he has no interest in even investigating the hallway in our building. Once I get back to the apartment and Cheddar has been outfitted with the new collar, Kwang Ha complains about what he calls the annoying ringing. But even he has to admit that the cat, with the hairless ear and the crooked tail, is in his own way sort of inspiring. Dell and I talk about practical things now in my weekly sessions. I have two concerns. I'm anxious, of course, about finding a legal guardian, and I'm constantly thinking about what to do once the sunflowers are finished. The plants have grown in these last few weeks and they have bloomed. Kwangha's is the tallest. It reached almost 7 feet. I think everyone in the building has really appreciated the spectacle. A few people have complained about the bees, but it's impossible to please everyone. Now these plants are on the downside of their life cycle. I need to think of what to do once they are removed. If you slice off part of most established plants, the mature plant can be thought of as the parent, and you nurture this severed portion. It will grow. It is called a cutting. I have no real resources that I can think of because of my life savings on up to much to landscape the large area of soil in the courtyard. I told the bank that we had a plan and I presented that in the drawings that we submitted, but that was hypothetical, and this is reality. I'm going to need to take life from what I can find in the neighborhood around me in Bakersfield to landscape the place. I start small. A basket, scissors, wet paper towel to keep my clippings moist. I have a few small cuttings taking root in water glasses by the window. I need to think bigger. Dell drives me to the Southside Plant Nursery on Saturday and we buy rooting hormone and 3 large bags of potting soil. While we're there, I see Henry E. Pollock. He runs the place. I've known this guy since I was very young. He and my dad used to talk about football and he gave us discounts for years. I've looked at fungus and insect infestation for him in the past, and I've given him advice on grafting limbs on fruit trees. I'm in the back checking out their new Pittosporum tenuifolium, and I catch sight of Dell talking to Henry in the corner. It looks sort of serious, which makes me nervous. In the car, I asked Dell what they were whispering about, and he says, Henry wanted to know how you were doing. People are uncomfortable asking a kid that question, so they ask adults. But those adults a lot of times have no clue about the answer. I look out the window at all the plants growing in people's gardens and get lost in that. But later, at the stoplight, I say, I'm trying not to put down permanent roots. That's probably what you should tell people like Henry. Kwang Ha is on the couch watching a TV show about a guy who drives around the country in a convertible eating bacon cheeseburgers. Mai is looking at a catalog for swimsuit enthusiasts. Dell is clipping his beard into a paper bag to keep the bits from flying around the room. Cheddar is asleep. Patty is at the salon. She has been staying late more often now. I worry about that, but she doesn't like anyone to question her schedule. I come into the living room and explain my plan, which is for us to drive around town and take small cuttings from interesting plants. Kwang Ha doesn't look at me but manages to say, "Would that be stealing?" I'm encouraged. At least I have his attention. This is an interesting question. If we were on someone's private property, we would be trespassing, and that's breaking the law. Kwang Ha then mumbles something that I can't understand, so I continue. Plants are people's property, but if the plant extends into the area of the sidewalk, what if we are on public property, such as a park or a library or a state building? Kwang Ha keeps his eyes on the television and says, "What if you move to the left? You're blocking part of the TV." I take a step to the side. Silence. Only the television and the sound of Dell struggling to clip his shockingly wiry facial hair, and then Kwang Ha says, "Just take stuff out of people's green trash cans. The work will already be done for you." I look at him now with admiration. Kwang Ha's mother is the hardest worker that I've ever seen, and she has passed on to her son a unique quality. He understands labor in a different way. If he's not interested in something, he will do anything to get out of doing it. I mean it when I say to him, "Kwang Ha, you may very well have a future career in management." As if to drive home his point, he says, "If there are any ice cream bars in the freezer, I'll take one." There have never been ice cream bars in the freezer, but I now will buy a box at the first opportunity.